new to the channel, Wabash Cannonball Bridge, we used to get back and forth to our Indiana farm with pickups and semis, and we get a quad track across there. Just not much room. See, the river's up. It's been down for quite some time. It's not huge, but it is bank full now from all the rain we've been getting lately. It's warm. It's like 66 degrees right now. Still February, but we were able to buy extra insurance on beans for an extra $1 an acre. That the replant policy is now March 22nd. So if it's dry, then we'll go. If it's wet, we won't. So start getting a little excited. Did a little work on the planter, some office stuff. Now I'm finally going. Oh man, we had a meeting about some different UAN stuff and the FS plant down Allendale, where I think we're just gonna be filling out of there. You put in, it's pretty cool. You put in your load number, gets in their thing, and it mixes it right there straight into our tanker trailer. So save on trucking that way. So did all that stuff yesterday. Today I'm gonna finally take this thing to the field, get to mowing. Over to Indiana we go. This thing's a tight fit, and yes, it is rated for it. I think I'd rather take a quad track across than this. I'm always looking behind me the whole time. We actually had a GoPro in the tractor. First time Travis, as for those of you who have been with the channel for a while, the bearded duck going across there, he had a GoPro in the whole time. He was freaking out. Cannonball and corn cans from season 1. I'll have a link there if you're on the phone. Still, I think that's still my favorite Ivers Farms YouTube video of all time. It's just really funny, him going across there. Check it out if you ain't seen it. This right here is an irrigation bridge that the irrigation crosses. We're working on mowing this ditch right now. The trees are getting too big. It's hitting the irrigation and it's gonna tip them over eventually. So you can see where I've been. Looks better. I have to bring a chainsaw from underneath the actual bridge because grinder on metal is probably not good for anything. But that's it for today. I'm going to quit now. Man, it's nice, like 60 degrees. Lawrenceville High School, which is that school district, I'm on the school board. Leighton, my nephew, Garrett's son, be Dennis's grandson, the senior, and they won regionals Friday night, so they're in sectionals tonight. We'll go watch it. Hopefully they win. talking to myself. But get along all right. There's a bearing going out on this drum grinder. Dave is trying to get the bearing for it. I'm just stopping, putting the grease to it every 30 minutes so it don't get too hot. This drum grinder's okay, but I know another guy that's got a grinder. We gotta replace those bearings a lot. We grease them every day when we use it, but still gotta replace them, I guess. If anybody got any opinion on these different grinders, hit us in the comments with it, because we're shopping made for one of those blade grinders that got it on the bottom. You know what I'm talking about? Also got teeth on top. Or we need to try something else. But does a good job. Just seems like those bearings go out a lot, and as I said before, it's slow. Does leave the ditch looking good when you're done. Just a little bit frustrating. That bearing went out in no time. You know, I had it greased before it took off. Been kind of putting this off while we've been doing shop work. Now it's time to get going. The weather's nice. It's March. Getting excited. It's over 60 degrees. And the bearing's going out. So planning on mowing a lot more over here in Indiana. I'm on that field. It's like almost 700 acres. There were several ditches that I was going to do. I'm just going to try and keep the grease to it, at least get this one ditch done here, which I won't quite get done today, but I'll be close. That's the irrigation crosses. That's the most important one. Get this thing off of here and put new bearings on it, and maybe put the bucket on and go up to Robinson to a ditch up there that we actually need trees plucked out of, because it's messing up how the water's flowing through it. It needs more than just mowed. Yeah, the planter finally made it out of the shed. Got his cylinder on. He's working on getting that all adjusted, then he'll get his toe in set. We did a lot of things on that, put a lot of parts on it, re-upped it. A lot of things we made didn't have to. New disc openers, new closing blades. We replaced the belts on the speed tubes. Also the little feeding wheels, the rubber pieces. Seed boots. But there's always tighten the parallel arms where they go on to the frame. Check those bushings. There's always so much to go over in the winter, and you can go back and check our videos if you want, or you can also go to Precision Planning /maintenance. They got a cool guide that you can download. It takes you through step by step, because I know when I'm working on stuff, there's always something I missed and I have to go back. So it's just a handy little thing to where you can have it all right there in front of you, have a checklist. So go check that out, and that's also there's a link to it in the description.
March, I got my bean planter out, got it together finally. Waiting on some new software updates. Everything's working. Had a little trouble with the controller on the planter. Couldn't recognize it there for a little bit. I rebooted the software finally on the planter, got it going, so now they're getting a new controller. So now I'm out, I'm updating the steering calibration, because I have put on a new cylinder and I got air in it and stuff. And I'm going to calibrate it and get the air out of it. Do that right here on the screen, all the way to the left. Hold it. Yep. And she's swinging way over. Okay, and then you hit next. And then you move it all the way to the right. On your screen, that puts you all the way back there. See as it's steering over. See, you put it right to go left, which wording and understanding back and forth is always different for some people, but that's how I got it in the ditch last year. I needed it to go left, but you got to tell it right to go left. To me, that's left, but on the screen it says right. Now you hit next again on your screen, and you got to put it in the middle, which I'm going to take a little further drive to do that, see if I can get it straight. About terrible looking right straight behind you, and even in this short distance. So the new software, you're supposed to be able to drive this, steer it 6 degrees, I believe, in the field, which will be wonderful. I'm supposed to get that by the 15th of March. We shall see. I'm gonna go a little further so I know it's right in the center. That's looking pretty close right there. Then you hit next and your steering is calibrated. Well, I got the steering calibrated. Now I'm unfolded, making sure to fold up. Last year I wanted to lower my hitch. Let's see, I raised the hitch so the planter's leveler in the ground. When you raise the hitch, right there where your wings come in and fit in, it just barely cleared. So I lowered the wing wheels one bolt hole, and I'm going to see if it folds all right here. See how close this. You can see these big arms out there on the end, those big plates come in here. They come in here to go over this one piece, and I'll see if this made a big difference or if it just barely clears, because if you get in the soft dirt and it don't clear here on the hard dirt, these wing wheels are going to be lower and it won't clear as good. It's not fast folding, but it's no problem. Got to go into that saddle right there on the hitch. And since I raised the hitch and lowered the tires, I'm hopefully that'll go over that okay. I raised the hitch, lowered these wing wheels. Yep, right there you see where it went in. It's still just not got a whole lot of clearance. I don't know. I'm going to try it there, see how it works. I may have to put my hitch back where it was, or put the wing wheels down one more notch. I'll have to see how level it looks. I'll get it out in the field here a little later, not today, but see how everything looks on that. Here in the lot it folds fine. Really, I wish that plate had about a ½ inch cut off the bottom. Then it'd go all over it a lot easier.
Well, you got all the air out in the cylinder, and I was going to bring it in. Now, we got a new cylinder on it because the one we lost. And then he's going to adjust the toe in, and this baby's done, so we're ready to go to the field. I'm hanging around the farm this morning because I got an appointment in town. Then I'll be going back to the ditch here later.
This plate here is what I was talking about. This slides down in here when you fold. It's got to get above this up here. It does go over it, but it's close. If this was just cut off about that much, it would clear a lot easier. It would come out easier going over a big levee or something.
Well, we had her all jacked up to adjust the toe in. We thought we were done. Not so much, huh?
Not so much.
This new cylinder we got
right there is cracked.
Cracked.
Right there. Leaking oil, which is an easy fix, but we got two old used ones that can't get the end off. So we're taking machine shop, see if they can get the end off so we can just tow in. Then we're going to send this brand new cylinder back, let them have it.
Yeah, well,
they can have it.
Machine shop rethread and everything.
Much cheaper.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I'm going to take it there. I'm going to make sure it gets delivered.
Okay.
All right, finally made it back to the ditch. Got some appointments done at town. Got those cylinders dropped off at Halter Machine Shop, and went by Wagway Tool, where this thing's from. Got some bearings. According to that guy, this is supposed to be hot enough to fry an egg on, so maybe the bearings aren't bad. We got a water issue right there. It's not draining, so this isn't a ditching bucket, but it's what I got with me. So I'm just gonna do a little digging here. There's a baby wash here and one right there that's filled in, so that can't get out. So fixing that. wait till after dark, got that digging done. Thought it was a good thing because I don't know how much it's rained, but it's rained quite a bit. It's too wet to dig today. River's on the rise. Supposed to be rising like 10 feet in the next week or less, something like that. And River's also driving. Rivers can do all kinds of things.
Oh yeah, some things people don't know.
Yeah. We won't get into that.
Okay, I'm going to go through a little bit, just a little, how I build prescription planting maps. Also do the nitrogen. I do them on SMS and then transfer them to the Case IH planter, the corn planter. I do not do it on soybeans. I did 1 year, but I don't know that it really paid. I think the prescription really pays on the corn planter, maybe by not making more yield, because I feel like you could plant it at a decently high population and do fine even on the weaker ground. Maybe not every year, but I think the biggest thing it does it saves money, because on the weaker ground you don't plant as high population because you're just going to get so much yield no matter what you do. So my feeling is it saves more money on seed than gaining yield. It may gain a little bit yield on the real high end stuff where I up it. But we've done several trials and we found that 34,000 is really, in our 30-inch rows in our area, can get you about anywhere you want to go. We tried some 38 and 40, and really I thought it hurt us, and it's really good corn, but it's still, I thought it hurt the yield. Anyway, what I do is I get in here to SMS, and as you can see, this here is just a list of our farms here. We'll go down, and I'm going to do one down here on this. I'm just going to make this real quick so I don't bore you to death with it, but I'm going to take this Illinois Thompson farm. I'm going to do the big field. And then the biggest way I do it now, you can do it with soil types, but sometimes they don't seem quite extremely accurate. So I'll go back to 21, the last year it was in corn. I'll either go by planting prescription, what I did then, and I can look over here at a map, and I went from 27 to 31, which is not a very big swing, and on that particular farm, I'm going to up that, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to go to the 21 grain harvest. I'm going to bring that map up here on my screen. I got to convert it to a different type of legend deal, transfer it to that. Then this is where corn, you can see here, this is from 270 to 304 that year. These red is a little below 200. This 21 was a heck of a year. And you saw, if you notice that, the top I planted, or Reese planted that year on this farm, was 31,000 plants per acre. Some of this is up to 304 bushels to the acre. So that needing 38 to 40,000 plants to acre to get over 300, I don't quite agree with that, not in our area anyway. So I'm going to build a new prescription map off of this map right here, which is a yield from that year. And I'm going to do seeds per acre. And I go in here, and where it made 266 to 304, I'm going to plant the highest we plant. Well, I'm not. 34 is the highest we plant. I'm going to go 33,000 there. I'm going to go down. I'm going to move this map over to the other screen so I can kind of look on this screen where those areas of the field made that much. Sometimes it's a fluke. You'll have a water hole or something. So where it made 259 to 267, I'm going to go down to 32,000. And then I'm going to stay at that rate for quite a bit of this field. Now I'm getting down here where it's around 246, which you can see is a yellow, which I think 31.5 would be a plenty there. And I'm going to drop down to 31,000. And on this particular field, the lowest I will plant is 30,000. So it's not a big variance, but it's 30,000 plants to the acre, okay? Then all I do is finish that. It'll bring up the new map up here on this, and I'll save it. And I'll save it as a product of corn. Okay, then I'm going to close this, then I'll print it off. But this shows you all the areas in the field, like what it's actually going to be. Over here is going to be 33,000. Here on this is 32, 31, 31. There's down to 30. And then I'll just print that off. And when I print this map, because of this type of layer, the acres will not be right. So all else I have to do is print it, and it'll give me the summary down there at the bottom. It'll tell me our average rate is 31,360 plants per acre. Okay, seeds per acre. So that's how I do it. And I know a lot of people, they hire these done, like I think different seed companies do them. That's fine. But the reason I don't like to hire them done is because I go off certain things. Sometimes I'll average 3 years together yield and do them that way. Once in a while I'll go off soil type. Sometimes I just use the last time we did a prescription, thought that worked out right, and I just built it this year with that year. But I know the field better than anybody else, and I know if this yield spot was bad, it was a fluke. It was either just a water hole there or something happened planting, possibly, I don't know, some other little thing. So in my opinion, we can do them a whole lot better ourselves than hiring them done. Okay, I wanted to show you here on this map. See down here, it tells how many acres each population is on that farm. Then I go over here and the acres are off because of this, don't take out the ditches and stuff. So I changed it to the right acres and the average rate per acre, and then I got exactly how many units that farm will take. So we'll do that. I do that on every farm, and then know exactly at the end how many units of corn we need to plant, because when we buy our corn, we'll guess like 32,000 or 31. This way we'll have it right down to the gnats behind.
Director over there. Of course, we have that tornado warning.
The sky's looking pretty brutal down south. I don't know if you can tell it on the camera or not. Not the prettiest sky you ever want to look at when you're under a tornado warning. Radio, they're talking all the schools are in tornado shelters right now. Definitely getting serious.
To repeat, a tornado is on the ground. Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows.
Hopefully when I get to Newburgh, they're still open. Some clearing back to the west there. Actually, a little blue sky there. I think it's finally going to clear up. The wind's still pretty stout. Maybe worse is past the spot. There's one that got a little wind damage there a while ago. It looks like everything's cleared out. Got one in the ditch back there, but for the most part things have calmed down. Still got some pretty heavy wind gusts out here, but we're going to head on up the road, get our weekend started here, and hopefully go out and win us a ball game tonight, sectional championship. So anyhow, everybody have a good weekend. Catch you next week.
Bearings definitely out. Definitely. Got it all apart. This is motor in. I think that end looks pretty good. This end had all the problems with it, so hot and everything. Bearings are definitely out. There's pieces of them everywhere. Come out 2 different directions. More pieces, both bearings were shot. So those guys are in there working on a truck. They got a bearing on that truck out. Jay does. Fred's got a flat. They get fixed Monday. But we're taking off early tonight because they won sectionals on Tuesday, the first round, so they're in the championship tonight, so go see how that goes. See your Ivers stuff, ivers-farms.myshopify.com. Thanks for watching. See you next week.